Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm gonna go salvaging. I thought I'd take you along. Man, I'm just lacking motivation today. I picked a really nice day to do it. As you can see, it's raining. It's November. I'm gonna be salvaging in the cold November rain. Anyway, this is another project. I got to get this off my trailer because I got to take my trailer down south, and I'm gonna be getting some parts and some scrap metal and stuff that I need. Some of it is for this project. So that's one that's coming up, but for now I got to get some stuff loaded in the back of my truck, and it's a little too heavy for me to lift, and I got to get this thing off my trailer, so I'm going to be using my hoist for that. Go down and I'm going to take some parts from abandoned vehicles, and I got to get some big inch pipe to make a pipe handle and some stuff like that. So I thought I'd just take you with me and show you some of the junk that I'm going to go and pick up. Back to the drawing board. Second attempt. Got some wood jammed up in there. Hopefully this will get it enough height. I don't have to lift it very often. Alright, there we go. Fail. Try again. Got a little bit more height out of it the way I got the arms rigged. Let's see if this works. Okay. Dang. It's not going level. That's the problem. Success. Empty trailer. Okay, finally on the road here. Like I say, I'm lacking motivation. I'm fighting this cold or something that's going around, and I just got no energy this week. And then couple that with the weather like this, but unfortunately I just have to get this done because snow is coming really soon. I'm surprised it didn't snow last night. That's usually when we get it. And I've got to get some stuff done before snow flies. So I'm gonna go pick up some more cutting tools like a saw, and then I'm gonna head south, and hopefully the weather's a little bit better down there. I got to my destination here where I need to salvage some pipe. Plenty of it to pick from. Unfortunately, I'm up past the snow line. I was hoping the weather would be better down here, but it's not. Well, it's not snowing, I guess, so that's good. So there's a lot of 6-inch pipe here. And then there's some big, like 10-inch. What I really am after is some 8-inch. I don't think there's any here though. But I don't think anybody's gonna miss a couple feet of this stuff. It's been sitting here abandoned for over 20 years. See the old conveyors and stuff, and people have been picking a lot of stuff. All the copper wire and everything's gone from here. A lot of electrical. There was a big electric motor, and I see somebody stole the rotor out of it already. It was sitting in the scrap pile up here. So I guess I'm gonna get to work and start cutting stuff apart here. I brought a chop saw, so I think the easiest one will be that one sticking up right over there. I think I'll just go ahead and buck a few feet off that one with the power cut. I'm gonna save the gas in my torch bottles for maybe some other stuff that I got to grab while I'm here too. Anyway, there's some bent up channel iron and stuff. I don't want to get too close to this. I don't know what the structure, somebody cut a bunch of it apart to get in here and get some stuff, and I don't know if it's like, it looks like it's ready to collapse again, so I'm not gonna get too close to that. But as you can see, like there's that pipe going across there. Somebody cut it out. I don't know if the mining company came back. There was a generator in a trailer over there, and somebody either stole it or else the mining company came and took it. But that's really big pipe. That's like 20 inch. I don't need any of that. But anyways, I'm gonna start salvaging, starting right now. So I'm up at where the porthole is at the mine. Haven't been up here for a while. Some things have moved around and changed. And I was wondering, on the way up here, I noticed that it looked like the road had been worked on a little bit, like by an excavator or something like that. Somebody's keeping the road open. There's some logs cut across. And the reason why is that's where the porthole used to be, which is unfortunate because I kind of wanted to go a little further into this mine. I hadn't been very far in there. Now I know there is ventilation shafts further up the mountain that you can go in, but you need ropes and it would be tough to get back out. So that's really unfortunate. I guess they're not coming back. I emailed and asked and I never got a reply. I think the company that was up here packed and folded up. So this mine is no longer, and I don't know what I can see further up the mountain there. I don't know if they went right up there and caved it in all the way up or not, but that's too bad. You'd have to dig for a long ways. They really reclaimed this. They really sloughed a lot of dirt in over top of the porthole. I bet you there's 15, 20 feet of material in between here and where it was. So nobody's getting back in there unless you want to rappel down from the top, which I'd be fine going down, but going back up is a different story. Trying to get out of there. Anyway, I'll take you through a little bit of the equipment here. A couple air tracks are still sitting here. Like I say, stuff's disappearing up here pretty quick. One scoop tram's left. This compressor's just massive, massive old beast. And it's got this V12 Detroit. And last time I was here, I didn't realize that the blower is missing. The blowers. I didn't realize that the intake, it had that round top on the intake. Like it almost looks like this thing didn't have a blower, which is weird. It did, obviously, because these things don't run without blowers. Anyway, big old V12 there. And then this old Joy compressor. Big unit. It's still here. Probably doesn't work anymore. Well, obviously the engine couldn't. So I think all this stuff's pretty much scrap. Eventually, I'm sure somebody's going to come up here and just scrap everything. Let's see, this has got the old Deutz air diesel. Somebody took the fan out of it. Stuff's been picked so bad up here. It's too bad. Oh well. I guess that if somebody can use it, why not, eh? Yeah, so this thing's been open for a very long time. So you guys might have remembered this thing from when I was up here just on a tour last year. This thing, when the mine shut down, this was actually a running, driving Blazer. It was rusty, but everything was there. 354 speed in it. I think this might be a K5. What I'm after is the rear leafs in this, because I think it's got the 52-inch rear leafs. But like I say, it was a running, driving truck when the mine was operating, and it just got picked and picked. The engine's still in there, but the carb and everything's gone. The transmission transfer case have long been gone. Diffs are gone. Looks like the front springs have been gone for a while. But the rears are still there, and I believe they're 52s. And if you probably heard that that's a big upgrade for Dodges, is the K5 or Suburban 52-inch rear leafs, and I'm pretty sure that's what these are. I just measured them. It's unfortunate that it looks like whoever came up here and did the deactivation must have taken the excavator to this thing, because last time I was here it wasn't bent up this bad. Like, it's only about 4 feet wide there. So I don't know if they were trying to get it off the road or just having fun maybe, but this thing is definitely finished now. So I've got my jackal, I've got some wooden blocks, and I've got a chainsaw in case I got to cut some more wood blocks. So I've got to get this thing jacked up high enough that I can get underneath there with my torch and cut the springs out of it. Here's what they look like. I'm pretty sure these are the ones I need. They're about 51 inches with the arch eye to eye. You can see the arc that they got is pretty good, pretty aggressive. None of them are broken. They seem to be in pretty good shape. So it was a bonus that somebody took the diffs out, so I didn't have to worry about cutting U-bolts or anything off. Oh, I'm tired. Those things are hard to manhandle. So if you're doing this out in the middle of nowhere by yourself, just make sure you're careful. See, I got a block of wood underneath the trailer hitch on the frame there. And this side, the spring was pushed right underneath the truck. Whoever was messing around with this thing, they, well, you can see the side of the truck, it's just crunched. They pushed the spring, right, it was curled right up underneath there. So it was tough. You can see that piece of aluminum for the running board and the quarter panel is curled underneath. It was tough to get through that to get to the spring hanger and cut it out. And just take the path of least resistance when you do it. So I cut the bolt off, and then just the outside of the hanger, and then the back I just cut the shackle. As you can see, it's got a hanger shackle. So I just cut through the middle of that. That's the quickest path, because I don't know how much gas is left in my torches. And I just left my jackal. I put the weight on the wood block, but I left the jackal here just for safety. Like I say, this thing falls down on you out here and nobody's gonna find you for a long time. And where I was laying was in the wheel well, so even if it did come down, I would have had room to, it wouldn't have landed on me. Anyway, just stay safe. My mistake is I'm always doing this too late in the day. Now it's I'm gonna run out of daylight. But anyways, I got a lot of the stuff here, and I've still got to stop and pick up a compressor yet today. So that's the next stop. I got to go back down to the highway. So be backing up there and turning around and heading. All right, back down below tree line here. So I'm down where my trucks are stored, and I got to get this whole compressor out of here. We're moving everything off this property. I'm glad I brought a dry extra set of gloves and a coat and another hat too, because it's raining hard down here still. Man, moisture like crazy. So I got to find a way to get this old girl onto my trailer and strap down so I can take it back to my place. So I guess I'm just gonna have to skid that front jack somehow onto my trailer. Not too sure how I'm gonna do this. I got to come along, and I've got my jackal, so hopefully I can get something to slide underneath there, like a piece of wood or something on my trailer. It's nice and wet, so hopefully I can find a way of doing it. Anyways, here goes nothing. Going surprisingly well. I think that trailer jack thing, whatever that stand, hokey looking thing, is actually not hanging up. It's just gonna slide on. Tires are flat, but I think she's gonna go. It's, like I say, a little bit slower, or pardon me, easier than what I originally thought. So this should be going pretty good. Surprisingly, that went a lot easier than I was expecting it to. I just left that block of wood in the front. Might as well just leave it there and it'll help roll off. So here we are, loaded up and ready to go. So while I'm here, I'm just gonna go up back and have a look at my trucks here. And I'm gonna be on the road. Everything's tied down. I don't think that thing's going anywhere. No, it's got flat tires jammed up against the front of the trailer there, so I don't think it's gonna be rolling off anytime soon. So the load's secure and ready to haul back to town. So I'm hoping to get the old crew cab here back to my house this fall here. Looks like we might have got a little bit of snow down here. No, maybe not. Look, I thought there was snow on the roof. I guess it's just needles. Yeah, so this thing, you guys know the story with this. So much potential here. The door is really bad, and I think I can save most of the original panels on this truck, besides the door. But the rest of it is pretty good. You know, I'll need door bottoms and I'll need floors and stuff for it. And of course it came with some parts. Hood's in the box. And I got Russell to throw in a door. As you can see, it needs a bottom too. And then a tailgate, which needs some work, but it's all better than what's on the truck. And of course I need the floors. I need rockers. You know how it goes. Anyways, as that, come take a look. Can't wait to get started on this thing. It's gonna be a real fun truck. And then I got parts truck here. This was a runner, but the fuel pump isn't working now. It's sat for too long. So I'll have to drop the tank, throw a fuel pump in that. And that one, the box is going on my other crew cab. I'm gonna use that box. It needs some wheel arch work, but aside from that, it's pretty darn straight. That whole truck actually is, other than the bad paint. Anyways, so I'm gonna say that today was a success. I got everything that I wanted, aside from, well, I guess I got everything I wanted from the mine. I got some 8-inch pipe there. There was some other stuff that I could have grabbed up there, like flanges, but I'm not sure if they would be the right stuff for what I need. So anyways, guys, keep posted. And like I say, I got lots of projects coming up here. There's no shortage of things to work on and to make videos about. So I hope that, thanks for watching. If you watched this far, I really appreciate it. Give me a like, and happy wrenching, guys.